I'm Jim Love, and I'm running for re-election to Jacksonville City Council District 14, serving Riverside, Avondale, Murray Hill, Ortega Forest, Ortega Bluff, NES Jacksonville, and Argyle Forest. I'm a retired Navy captain, and I flew the A-7 Corsair II off the Saratoga when I was stationed at Cecil Field. I'm also a small businessman, and I started an insurance agency 31 years ago in Riverside. You can find more information at electjim.com or on Facebook at electjimlove. In August 2008, Florida Tax Watch released a study warning our city of the dangers of a $534 million unfunded liability in the Police and Fire Pension Fund. The city has been working on this problem for 7 years, and now the liability has nearly tripled, now over $1.6 billion. Waiting to solve the problem only makes it worse. After much study, negotiation, and inputs from the Pew Charitable Trust and the Committee for the Reform of the Police and Fire Pension Fund, Bill 2015-54 has emerged as the best hope for a fair and reasonable compromise. For new employees, the years of service for retirement has changed from 20 and has gone up to 30 years. The benefit accrual rate goes from 3% down to 2.5%. The maximum retirement rate goes from 80% to 75%. The drop plan is abolished. The employee contribution goes up from 7 to 10%, and the vesting goes from 5 to 10 years. COLA will not be 3% flat anymore, but will be variable based upon Social Security rate. For this plan to take effect, the city must pay an extra $40 million into the plan over and above the actuarial minimum. There have been several plans floated to pay for this, but in my opinion, the best is a 0.5% sales tax as proposed by Councilman Gulliford. This plan would have to be approved by the voters, and they deserve a chance to have their voice heard. The quicker we can reform the pension, the more tax dollars we will save. The 0.5% sales tax will generate approximately $65 million, and with the Police and Fire Pension Fund requiring $40 million, that leaves $25 million remaining that could be used to pay down the general employee pension plan liability. As a property owner and a 31-year small business owner, I know about the struggle to pay taxes and fees. I believe that some of the business fees collected could be more automated and the savings could be passed on to the taxpayer. I also believe that increasing the tax base by encouraging businesses to move to Jacksonville would be a good idea. Steps to make our city more business-friendly include a public school system that is second to none, a greater emphasis on a walkable environment, encouraging entrepreneurship through streamlining of red tape, and promoting events like One Spark and revitalizing downtown, especially the shipyards. Every incentive program must be evaluated on its own merits. Nearly every major city and state provides some incentives for targeted industries. And if we don't provide some incentives, major companies will not come to Jacksonville. But every incentive must be calculated for the best rate of return. When companies like Saft American are considering building a $172 million battery plant, which would spin off over $600,000 in property tax every year, and even more in tangible tax, and 170 jobs with a payroll of nearly $8 million per year, not competing, would be giving the business to another city or state. You know, my father fought in 3 wars, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. He fought for the liberty and justice for all Americans. If there is a certain group of good citizens that are not getting the freedom and justice they deserve, then I would not hesitate to vote for a well-written ordinance protecting their rights. When the tolls were removed from the Fuller Warren Bridge many years ago, Jacksonville took a big step forward. Adding new toll roads only reduces the quality of life in Jacksonville, and other methods should be used to pay for these roads.